king was being tormented, and he sent his servants to ask Jesse for David. Go down to Jesse's house, go to his daddy, and see if his daddy let me have him. Let's seek out a man, a cunning player on the harp, a minstrel. And when he plays, you will be well. So David came to Saul and stood before him, and Saul loved him greatly, and David became his armor bearer. That's 1 Samuel chapter 16. And he played before him, and Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. But that's not the end of David's story. In chapter 17, David kills Goliath and becomes well-renowned in Israel. In chapter 18, David gains a friend in Jonathan, that's Saul's son. And then there was a song going around, Saul kills his thousands, but David kills his 10,000s. That's not the song, but that's how I hear it in my head. That's how I hear it in my head. And when Saul got news of this, got wind of it, he was wroth, or he was furiously angry. And then he eyed, or he watched with jealousy David from that day forward. If you skip down a couple of verses, Saul is tormented again by an evil spirit. This is all background. We're going somewhere, I promise. David played the harp, and Saul hurled a spear at David twice. And David got away both times. Verses down, Saul gave his daughter Michal to David to be his wife. And the intent with that was she's going to be a snare to him, and then at the hands of the Philistines, they're going to be against him. Chapter 19, we move in. Saul ordered Jonathan and his servants to kill David. Of course, they didn't do that. You can't kill what God has anointed. In chapter 20, David and Jonathan established that Saul will not relent in his seeking of David's demise. And here we go at 1 Samuel chapter 21, where David visits Ahimelech the priest to get bread and get Goliath's sword. And then he continues on to Gath, thinking that he's going to be an ally of the king there, Achish. But then the king there realizes, oh, this is the song that I heard about this dude. Saul kills his 10,000s. David kills his 10,000s. I like that song. And when David knew that Achish was aware of who he was, this is when he went stir crazy and said, okay, let me pretend to be nuts in front of this man, and then he'll throw me out of his kingdom. So he's clawing at the door and gnawing at the door and drilling down his beard, and then he flees from Gath. 1 Samuel chapter 21. From the moment that David was anointed the first time, all of this turmoil, all of this trouble, loved and then hated, having favor with the king, and then now the king wants you dead. He's a hunted fugitive, yet David writes the beginning of Psalm 34, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. And then we get down to verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. He wasn't writing something he read in a book. He wasn't writing something he heard from a third party. He was writing something that he lived as a proven truth. The center, the core of me has been broken in pieces. I'm fully aware of the internal bankruptcy that I feel, the helplessness that I feel. My will has been crushed, has been shattered, has been ground into powder. Yet the Lord, Jehovah, Yahweh, the self-existent one, the most high God, is not far, but he is nigh unto me. He is near. The God that we love invests his presence and his proximity